In a time before memory, the world of Illyrian was shaped by two primordial forces, the flame and the ash. The flame brought warmth, life, and creation, while the ash symbolized decay, shadow, and endings. For millennia, these powers coexisted in balance, ensuring the harmony of Illyrian. But balance is a fragile thing. The high flame, a divine fire that burned eternally in the city of Solkara, began to dim, and with it, the vitality of the world waned. Crops withered, rivers dried, and the skies darkened as the ash spread its tendrils across the land. The priests of the celestial order, sworn protectors of the high flame, searched desperately for answers. Prophecies spoke of a child of both fire and shadow, a soul born to restore the balance or destroy it entirely. This child, it was said, would emerge in humanity's darkest hour, far from the marble halls of Solkara, in the ash-ridden wastelands of Corin. A girl named Rhea was born beneath an eclipsed sun. Rhea grew up in a desolate village, surrounded by ruins and soot-choked air. Her mother, a mysterious woman who rarely spoke of the past, had perished when Rhea was just a child. The villagers shunned her, whispering of her uncanny ability to survive the harsh wasteland with barely a scratch. Which, they hissed, the child of Ash herself, though Rhea didn't know why she was different. She felt the truth in her blood. Strange dreams haunted her. The image of a colossal flame burning brightly in a vast temple, flickering as if calling out to her. At the age of 16, Rhea's life changed forever. One fateful night, raiders swept through Corin, leaving destruction in their wake. Rhea fought back, her instincts sharper than her blade, but she was overwhelmed. Just as a raider's axe swung toward her, flames erupted from her hands, incinerating her attacker. Terrified of her own power, Rhea fled into the wasteland, leaving the charred remnants of her village behind. Weeks of wandering brought Rhea to a ruined monastery perched on a jagged cliff. Inside, she found carvings depicting the flame and the ash, as well as the prophecy of the Child of Balance. One symbol stood out, the Phoenix Seal, a sigil that glowed faintly when she touched it. From the shadows emerged Elias, a priest of the Celestial Order. He had been tracking her since rumors of the Corin massacre reached Solkara. "You are more than you know, child," Elias said, his piercing blue eyes studying her. "The high flame calls to you. You must come to Solkara." Though wary, Rhea agreed, sensing that answers to her strange power lay in the grand city. The journey was perilous. The ashlands were teeming with umbra fiends, creatures of shadow and decay drawn to the faintest spark of life. Elias taught Rhea to channel her fiery gift. But each time she used her power, the ash within her seemed to grow stronger, turning her veins black for hours afterward. As they crossed into the lush valleys near Solkara, they encountered Kale, a rogue scavenger who had stolen a shard of the high flame. Though he initially tried to rob them, Rhea's fiery temper quickly subdued him. Intrigued by her power, Kale joined their group, revealing vital knowledge about the ash-growing corruption. Solkara was a marvel, a city of spires, canals, and bridges, with a high flames tower visible from every corner. Yet, even here, the ash was spreading. The once vibrant flames that lit the streets were now dull and flickering, and fear clung to the air like smoke. Rhea's arrival caused a stir. Some in the Celestial Order believed she was a prophesied savior, while others doubted her, seeing her as a dangerous wild card. The Order's leader, High Priestess Lyanna, revealed the truth. The flame and ash were linked by a sacred bond. To restore the flame, Rhea must venture to the heart of ash, deep within the cursed land of Nyxera, where the ash originated. Before setting out, Rhea was put through a series of trials to unlock her latent abilities. These trials forced her to confront visions of her mother, who had once been a keeper of the high flame. Through these visions, Rhea learned that her mother had fallen in love with a man bound to the ash, creating the forbidden union that birthed Rhea. The final trial required Rhea to light the Eternapyre, a sacred flame that had been extinguished for decades. Drawing on her inner strength, Rhea succeeded, but the effort left her shaken. She now understood the weight of her destiny. Her power was both a gift and a curse. With Elias, Kale, and a reluctant soul-carrying knight named Tarin, Rhea journeyed into Nyxera. The land was a nightmare. Twisted trees, rivers of black sludge, and skies perpetually choked with ash. The group faced relentless attacks from Umbra fiends, each battle testing their resolve. As they delved deeper, Rhea began to hear the whispers of the Ash Mother, a primordial entity that claimed to have created the Ash. The Mother revealed that Rhea was her child and urged her to embrace her shadowy heritage, promising her the power to reshape the world. Rhea resisted, but the ash within her grew stronger, and doubts began to creep into her mind. At the center of Nyxera lay the Nexus, a swirling vortex of ash guarded by the Umbra Lord, a monstrous being of pure shadow. The final battle was brutal. Tarin was gravely wounded. Elias was nearly consumed by the ash, and Rhea was forced to confront the truth of her dual nature. In a moment of desperation, she embraced both her flames and her shadows, forging them into a new power. Her body became wreathed in radiant black fire, a fusion of light and darkness. With this newfound strength, she defeated the Umbra Lord and sealed the Nexus, halting the spread of the ash. With the Nexus sealed, the high flame in Soul Kara roared back to life, its light brighter than ever before. Rhea returned to the city a hero, but her journey had left her changed. The people hailed her as the child of balance, the one who had restored harmony to Illyrian. Yet Rhea knew her work was far from over. The Ash Mother's whispers still lingered in her mind, a reminder that the ash could never truly be destroyed. It was part of her, just as it was part of the world. Rhea vowed to ensure that neither the flame nor the ash would ever dominate the other again. Legends of Rhea, the daughter of ash and flame, spread across Illyrian, inspiring songs, poems, and stories for generations. She became a symbol of resilience, unity, and the strength to embrace one's duality. In the centuries that followed, the high flame and the ash remained in balance, their eternal dance guided by the memory of the one who had bridged the divide. And in the quiet corners of the world, when the air grows still and the shadows lengthen, some say you can still hear her voice, a whisper of fire and ash, keeping the world in harmony.